Hey everyone, what's up? It's the failed one. So we're gonna continue playing some Lamento. Last time we left off, we were listening to a poet's song, and we're gonna continue off from there. So Konoe, who'd listened to the very end, now looked up. Where was he going? Would he leave this village? Konoe stood up. The poet was about to leave. The poet looked back. Konoe had only called out on impulse. Now he didn't know what to say. Will I see you again? Are you going elsewhere? It was strange. Konoe wanted to meet him once more and couldn't keep from worrying. It's cute. He really likes this guy. The poet regarded him in silence. Konoe looked down, thinking of all the things he wanted to say. His sentence didn't continue, was entirely transmitted. His tail drooped. But the poet smiled at Konoe. He nodded faintly. Konoe's ears perked as he watched the poet. The poet turned his back and left without a sound. Should he take the nod as an affirmation? They hadn't exactly exchanged words, in fact. Nothing had been said at all, and still, Konoe was certain. I think this is that male telepathy thing. You don't have to say any words or anything, and they're just like, hey, so everything's conveyed that way. We will meet again, Konoe thought. I'm sure the poet's gonna come back to this village. When he looked up at the sky, the thick clouds had cleared and the moon of shadow floated there, shining clearly. Konoe sighed and started walking home. In the depths of his chest, traces of sadness and pain still ached. And we're back home. Feelings of sadness and pain. Were those part of love and affection too? His mother and father must have felt that way. Before he was born, such feeling must have overflown in Sisa. What kind of world was that exactly? That is a way to look at the world, because Konoe himself doesn't even know what these feelings are, and then way before he was even born, everybody had these feelings, and now it's like everybody feels the same way he does, where it's just despair and dreadfulness everywhere. And yet, most people still know what love, sadness, and all these things are because they have parents and seeing them go away and all that stuff, but Konoe never even got to get even like a glimpse of those feelings, or at least that's what he thinks. One day he'd know, so Konoe thought. Oh, Konoe, yes you will. We will find you your love. After 2 evenings, the nightmare returned a third time. And we're back in this strange dream world, right? Yeah, we're back here. Okay, so we had the green snake last time and we had the yellow snake. Not last time, but we had the green snake and we had the yellow snake. There's the blue and the red left. I wonder which one we're getting tonight. Konoe was in a mysterious place again tonight. He heard music in the distance and drifted as if floating in water. It was the same dream. And here it starts. Suddenly, an intense pain ran through his left ear. It hurt enough to make Konoe grimace, and he was startled when he reached up to touch it. It was gone. His ear had disappeared. He touched only thin air. This couldn't be happening. He groped his hair fretfully, trying to find it. This time, his left eye ached and his blood went cold. Konoe was unable to touch his left eye. Instead, he felt a gaping cavity in his face. Oh no. He was sure he'd disappeared, just like his ear and his eye. Oh, maybe this is how the sickness happens. You get all these weird, strange dreams, and you're like, oh, it's nothing, and then this is how the sickness actually gets to you, and then, he's gonna wake up, he's not gonna have his eye and his ear anymore. He's gonna become demented like the other cats out there. Was this the sickness? He'd caught the sickness. Wait a moment. This was a dream. He should have thought of that a while ago. Konoe tried to settle down, but his ears and eye ached. It was so painful that he had to question whether this was a dream or reality. I wonder if it feels like how physically, if someone just ripped off your ear or someone just ripped out your eye, like, does it feel exactly like that, or is it just like, oh shit, my eye's not there, what the hell? With some pain, because obviously he was feeling some pain. Then the pain surged through his left arm, and then his left foot. He was frozen in fear and could only stare. He couldn't find strength. It was like all he could feel were fever and pain. Were those symptoms of the sickness? Was he doomed to die this way? If he was dreaming, then he'd wake up when he died. Well, there is the notion that you die in your dream, you die in real life. So I don't know if you're gonna wake up. Konoe saw his tail out of the corner of his eye. It crumbled before his eyes like a pastry until half of it was gone. Konoe was gripped by endless despair and fear. Of course. Suddenly a strong light enveloped him. Ah, it's the blue snake. This time it was neither green nor yellow. The light was deep blue. It looks more like an icy blue, like a light blue more than a deep blue. Something coiled around his right ankle. Ugh. A slimy body crawled up, its scales glittering darkly. The snake coiled over his neck and whispered to him. What do we feel? It didn't constrict him, but Konoe was gripped with feelings of sadness. Ah, so this guy makes us feel sadness. Even though he didn't want to cry, the tears came anyway. The blue snake questioned him, but Konoe was in no state to answer. Suddenly, Konoe's eyes felt hot and tears streamed down his cheeks. They overflowed and did not stop. He felt something wet on his left cheek. Tears must have been flowing from the darkness of his eye socket. As he wept, Konoe remembered the green and yellow snakes. He could not be freed from this heavy sorrow unless he thought of an answer. An answer slowly came to mind somehow. So, sorrow impulse forces forces its way up. The snake's skin is freezing cold. I think we're gonna continue with what we've been doing, which is ejecting them all and letting them do whatever they want with us. So the snake's skin is freezing cold. When Konoe thought of his answer, the blue snake stopped moving. The sad feelings poured out of his heart. The tears stopped. Konoe tried to shake off the snake while he suppressed his sobs. So he's still crying. However, the snake drew its face to his left cheek and coiled around his neck. Its red tongue flickered and extended to the cavity where his eye should have been. Damn! He likes our eye. He wants to go inside of our eye, inside of us. The pain that had been masked by the sad feelings revived. The left side of Konoe's body screamed. The snake's tongue touched at the depths of Konoe's eye socket. Konoe felt a sharp pain. He groaned through gritted teeth. The snake slithered over the left side of Konoe's body as if pitying the parts he had lost, comforting him. But even if the touches were meant to be kind, Konoe could only feel pain like his nerves were laid bare. Well, yeah, it hurts. The touch of the scales gliding over his skin was enough to drive him insane. On the crystal blue floor, Konoe laid back and breathed. But no matter how much he moved, the snake never parted from him. The snake climbed up his left cheek and tried to enter his eye socket again. And here we are, awake again. Konoe jolted awake, his thoughts a disorganized mess. It had been 3 days and 3 nights. His body was stiff with fear, and he lacked the strength or willpower to get up. Fearfully, Konoe raised his right hand to touch the left side of his face. Are we missing our body part? And felt a warm, round surface against his palm. Okay, so maybe that's not how a sickness gets, or transmits, or does whatever it is it does. But, we seem to have our body parts. They were there. Eye, ear, arm, foot. He let out a deep sigh. Konoe unconsciously let out another long sigh. When he closed his eyes, he heard the sound of his heartbeat. Its pulse still startlingly fast. Dreams of green, yellow, and blue snakes all in succession. It was strange to have the same dream over again. Something was going on. Something bad. Konoe sighed once more. Consecutive dreams, bad omens, and the abnormal onset of the sickness. The uneasiness he felt now began to feel justified. Konoe felt distressed. Could be a greater meaning, who knows. Konoe spat and scratched at the floor. Every night he felt the snakes crawling over her skin, and the feeling was so unpleasant, he just wanted to tear her skin away. His worry turned into unbearable anger, and Konoe spent another restless night. So I guess we fell asleep, or we actually got some sleep after waking up that night. The next morning, Konoe awoke with a strong thirst and hot flashes. He touched his ear, hot. He seemed to be running a fever. He felt heavy, and even moving his ears felt difficult. His mouth felt parched. Konoe wanted to drink some water, so he crawled out of bed. The world seemed to shake. Konoe leaned against the wall for support. The barrel of water was just a couple of yards away, but it suddenly felt so far. He must be really sick, very feverish, really. No good. Konoe decided to move again, only after he rested himself a little more and returned to bed, winding his tail around his body. You know, a time like this is when it's really helpful to have somebody around. Someone who can take care of you. Help you get some nutrients, But maybe going to sleep, sweating it all out will help as well. Breathing harshly, Konoe looked up out of the window. The sky was dark and rain drizzled down. He considered jumping out into the rain to cool his body and quench his thirst. Aw, if he did that, I think it would make his cold worse, or his fever worse. But then Konoe felt that it would only make his symptoms worse in the long run. He closed his eyes instead. Yeah. Only the sound of rain echoed in the darkness as he closed his eyes. He hated humidity, especially when it clung to his fur, but he didn't mind rainy days. When it rained, the entire world was drenched. From the branch-shell trees to the flowers, everything got wet during times like these. The void, the starvation, and the weird dreams about snakes, they all seemed like occurrences of a distant world. Time alone gave him comfort. The blazing heat in his body seemed to subside when he calmly assimilated into that rainy world. Konoe opened his eyelids slightly. His thirst had reached its limits, and he considered getting up soon to get a drink of water. He heard a modest knock at the door. Konoe just stared at the door in silence, watching his surroundings.
Konoe, iru?
Oh, is that Tokino? Behind the door, he heard a familiar voice. He slowly raised his body from the bed. Yes, it is! The childhood friend next door, our childhood buddy, has come to save us, has come to take care of us.
No.
The door opened quietly. Tokino! Tokino peeked inside. As soon as he got a good look at Konoe, his eyes went wide.
Konoe, どうしたんだよ? お前こそどうしたんだよ、急に。俺はちょっとこっちの方に用があったからついでに立ち寄ってみたんだけど。何？熱があるの?
Tokino hurried inside. He set a wet basket down on the floor and ran up to Konoe's side. Konoe felt the cold hand on his ear.
あちち。うわー、すごい熱。 なんでこんなになるまでほっといたんだよ。
昨日まではなんともなかった。
今朝起きたらもうこんなだったってこと？
ああ、
なんか変なもの食べたりしたんじゃないのか？こういう時は、ああそうだ、
Does he think maybe we ate that sacrificial cat? Could that be it? Although we didn't eat him, Tokino hurriedly rummaged through his basket.
熱冷ましの草持ってたはずなんだよな。
Grass? Like regular grass?
先に水もらってもいいか。
Kanoe struggled to speak clearly. His words were slurred.
あ、喉乾いてるのか。そうだよな。うん、わかった。
Tokino picked up a wooden tube that he had tied to the basket. Removing the lid, he held it out to Kanoe. Kanoe took it and drank. He'd meant to return it, but before he knew it, he had emptied the whole thing. Though it was lukewarm, the water quenched his thirst just the same. Kanoe wiped his lips with the back of his hand and gave Tokino an apologetic look. Tokino laughed as he took the empty vessel, smiling to show he didn't mind at all.
悪い。そこの樽に入ってるの汲んでっていいか。
全然。困った時はお互い様。さあ、薬出すから寝て寝て。
Tokino gently pushed Kanoe's chest back and made him lay back in bed. Tokino searched in his basket again, this time pulling out some slender grass.
これこれ。ちょっと苦いけど我慢しろよ。効くからさ。これ飲んで寝れば一発だよ。
Kanoe bit some of the grass that Tokino handed him. Bitter. The bitter flavor spread through his mouth and Kanoe's eyebrows furrowed. Tokino shook his head earnestly. You better eat it. That's what his expression said. Kanoe reluctantly tossed the grass into his mouth, trying not to chew it too much before he swallowed it. I don't know if I'd be able to swallow grass whole or as whole as possible since he is chewing it a little bit. I feel like it would get stuck in my throat and I would be like, it's in my throat, it's in my throat. I would need water or something to wash it down, and even then I'd probably like have that mental state where you're thinking it's still in your throat.
よーし、よく頑張った。
Yay, you did a good job! Tokino nodded happily.
子供かよ。水くれ。
The bitterness made Kanoe grimace and numbed his lips, so he covered them with his hand. Tokino drew some water inside a flask and handed it to Konoe, who drank it up quickly. When Konoe finished drinking, Tokino sighed and furrowed his eyebrows.
俺さ、いつか絶対こうなると思ってたんだ。
What, the fact that we get sick?
何が？
なんとなく危なっかしいなとは思ってたんだよな。この絵一人暮らしだしさ。今日はちょうど俺が寄ることできたからよかったけど、今度来てみたら死んでたとかやめてくれよな。
That's very, very true. That's why we need to have a roommate or have Tokino around with us so we can take care of each other whenever either one of us gets sick. Tokino's face went from joking to serious.
そんなことあるわけないだろ。
本当かな。
そうなる前にどうにかするよ。そんなつまらない理由で死にたくない。
そっか、そうだよな。
Tokino nodded with relief and stood up.
明かりつける？暗いし。
なあ。
Tokino approached the shelf where Konoe kept a dish of water and placed a guiding leaf in it. The room was illuminated by a soft light. Tokino sat down beside Konoe again, and Konoe slowly exhaled. He noticed that he felt relieved too. He had gotten used to Tokino and was sure that he felt so relieved because Tokino was there with him. Konoe thought of it as an unexpectedly good thing. It is a very good thing. The fact that we can at least have one friend we can be, ourselves, be at ease. Rain fell softly. Tokino stared calmly out of the window.
最近おかしいと思わないか？
Tokino mumbled. He had spoken all of a sudden.
何が？
いろいろ。シックの発症率とか乱戦でもすごい数なんだけど、カローやこの近辺の村もそうだって聞いた。
ああ、
Radson was in the same situation. The sick cat who entered his home yesterday now came to mind. At the same time, he thought about the dream he had last night and remembered his empty eye socket. He firmly squeezed his eyes shut and shook it off.
この絵も突然倒れちゃうしさ、なんかあんまりこんなこと言いたくないけど、悪い予感っていうか嫌なことが起こるんじゃないかって、そんなことを考えたりしちゃってさ。
It's true, it's just one bad thing after another. Things seem to just keep getting worse. Tokino looked at Konoe. The round pupils of his worried eyes reflected a small bit of light. It was true, weird things were happening. Now Konoe knew he wasn't the only one who had bad feelings about it all. Really, everyone probably felt this way. Yeah, they're all probably getting this weird, ominous feeling about what's happening. Something bad was going to happen.
夢を見るんだ。
夢？
蛇が出てくる夢だ。ここ3日間連続して見てる。
連続して蛇の夢を？
なあ、それも毎回同じような内容で、違うのは蛇の色ぐらいだ。3回とも蛇に同じ質問をされる。答えろ。お前にとって俺は何だ？
そんな夢を3日連続で？なんか気味悪いな。
Maybe Tokino believes in some type of omen. Okay, maybe he's superstitious enough to believe that it definitely has like a bigger meaning. Tokino's face was hesitant. While Konoe spoke, the thought of those dreams came back, and he shook his tail in irritation.
おかげでろくに眠れない。体調崩したのもそのせいかもしれないな。
What happened?
そっか。
If possible, Konoe had thought about not sleeping tonight. He might have that dream again. In these dreams, the pain felt too real. He was afraid of going to sleep.
ひどく気持ち悪くて疲れる夢だ。
He muttered. Tokino waved his tail, his ears lowering.
この絵ひどい顔してる。相当辛いんだな。クイムの実持ってきてるからさ、それ食べて元気出せよ。
Queen! I'm sure that's gonna cheer him up a little bit. He loves them queens.
ああ、
Tokino stretched his hand towards Konoe and covered his eyes, wrapping him in a warm, gentle darkness.
今日はいい夢が見れますように。
Maybe it's like a little charm. I think he's putting a cute little charm on us, covering our eyes. I wish you good dreams. That's so cute. The soft voice sounded in the darkness, and Konoe let out a sigh of relief. The hand covering his eyes pulled away, and he could see Tokino there, smiling as if he was a bit embarrassed.
俺も悪い夢見た時さ、こうやって母さんにやってもらったんだ。おまじない。
That's so cute. It is a charm.
そうか。
ごめん。
Konoe's curt answer seemed to startle Tokino, and his ears turned down. He seemed to have forgotten that Konoe's parents were gone.
別に気にしてない。
Tokino was still apologetic, but Konoe really didn't mind it.
時間は大丈夫なのか？
Tokino only happened to drop in occasionally because of business. He nodded reluctantly.
うん。そろそろ出ないとなんだけど、大丈夫？
何が？
いや、だって心配だからさ。
大丈夫だよ。子供じゃないんだし。
そっか。
It's like he's a parent taking care of a child. Tokino nodded and gave him a nuzzle. Aww, it was an affectionate gesture, and they both purred softly. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I wish you could see this, not just imagine it. Tokino pulled something from the basket and set it down near Konoe, then slung his basket over his back and stood up.
これ薬草とクイームの実ここに置いとくからどっちもちゃんと食べろよ。
分かった。
じゃあ俺行くけど絶対無理しないでしっかり休んで治せよ。
ああ。
Tokino smiled and left Konoe's home with a swish of his tail. When Tokino's presence disappeared into the sound of the rain, silence returned to the room where Konoe now sat alone. Konoe tossed about and averted his eyes from the door towards the wall. For some reason, he didn't like staring at the door after someone left. He shook his tail and made a rustling noise. Would the medicinal herb work? All too soon, his excited breathing calmed again. Konoe stretched out and covered himself with his bedsheets, pulling them over his head. When he thought of the dream, he hesitated to sleep. Would another colored snake come to him in his dream? Would it ask him those questions again? When he thought about it, it no longer felt like a coincidence. There had to be a meaning behind it. That was the only way it made sense. And we will leave it off here for today. So, I believe there is one more snake left. Was it the red snake? I think it was the red snake. What does this red snake mean? Who knows what is going to happen? Who knows? See you.